Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is The Recycled Beauty, and today I wanted to talk to you about products that I'm so thankful that I purchased before it was too late. I am on a no-buy for the entire year of 2012. I will not be repurchasing any new beauty-related products, so I have narrowed down the items that I'm just so glad I got before the end of 2011. So you could also call this probably my favorite products video. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and I'll get started. The very first thing I want to talk about is a face primer. I don't get face primers. I don't really understand what all the hype is about, but this is one that I'm actually really glad that I got before the end of 2011, and it is Philosophy's The Present. It's called a clear makeup for fine lines, wrinkles, and uneven texture, but it's a face primer. This is the only one I've ever used where I actually notice minimized pores and my makeup lasts longer. You have to put this on and let it sit for at least 2, I'd say 5 minutes before you apply your makeup, or else it kind of attaches to your makeup like glue, which tells me that it works, so I really like this one. Eye primer, my favorite. You've heard this before. You'll hear it again. I agree. Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer is my favorite. I have it in the color Eden. I have the regular one too, but I like this because it cancels out any color on my lids before I get started. It can be super drying. It can attach to your shadow, and your shadow doesn't always blend very well because it is that much of a great primer that keeps your lid non-oily. So you might want to apply a lighter color base of shadow after applying this before applying any darker colors so that it blends easier. But if you want it to last all day long, this is the stuff to use. So the next one is for my brows. Some people have referred to this as the eyebrow pencil that Crack Horse would use. I will not name any names, but there's a YouTube guru out there who I love that said that she did not like this, but I do. It's Maybelline's Define a Brow. We all have different tastes, and I like it because it reminds me very much of the MAC eyebrow pencil. I've actually used Spike from MAC, which I love, but this is cheaper, and for me it works just about the same. The color of this one is a little less dark as Spike, but it still does a trick for me, and it just, you know, eyebrows are real personal, but I really love it. Glad I got it. The next one is a concealer. Some people love it, some people hate it. I fall into the love it category, and that is Glamouflage from Hard Candy, the heavy duty concealer. Why I love it is it doesn't crease for me. I have big bags, and there's only so much you can do to minimize big bags under your eyes, but this does as well as anything will for me, and it lasts all day. The tone is just right for me, the color, because concealer can be tricky that way. I have it in the color medium, and I really like it. A very little bit goes a very long way, so I'll have this until I die or it goes bad, which will probably be pretty soon because I've had it a while. But I do really like it. The next thing I love, and I don't think it gets enough attention in the YouTube community, I don't know why. It may be because of the Julia Roberts scandal. I don't know if you knew about, I think it was in Europe or Australia or the UK or something. They removed her ads for this foundation because they said that it was too unrealistic, because it was way too airbrushed and people it wasn't fair to sell it to them without them knowing the truth. But it's a great foundation, and it is Lancome's Teint Miracle. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not. This one is in the color 9W Bisque. I also have it in a lighter shade, 7N. This one I use when I am a little darker, and even lately I've been using it. But I love it. It's great. It has these like nice shimmery particles in it that gives that lit from within look. But you know, if you have the money to try it, because I found that it does really well for me. I've tried NARS Sheer Glow, I've tried MAC foundations, I've tried a variety of different foundations, and I don't understand why more people don't talk about this one, because I think it's fabulous. So anyway, it doesn't oxidize on my skin, which I love. The tone that when I put it on is a tone I'm going to get all day long, and that's great. The next product that I absolutely love is less about performance as it is just overall experience. And I heard about it from Miss Gold Girl a long time ago. She mentioned how fabulous it was, and I absolutely agree. It is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. You probably recognize it. If not, you can find it at Walmart's and Walgreens and I think places like that. I have it in translucent extra coverage. I also have it, I think, in like a neutral shade. It's a great face powder, don't get me wrong. It sets your makeup really well. But what I love about it is the smell and that old school makeup thing about it. I mean, Miss Gold Girl described it as something that reminded her of like her mother or her grandmother, I can't remember which, applying makeup, and it just, you know, the smell brought back those memories. And I don't have those memories, but I'm forming them because I love this stuff, and my daughters see me put it on, and maybe they'll remember the the old rosy grandmother smelling thing that it has, but it's really great. I love the smell. Not everybody will though, so warning, but it's really good. The other thing that I really like is a drugstore gel cream eyeliner. Yeah, gel cream liner. Just kind of contradiction. Is it gel or is it cream? Anyway, so it's the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips Gel Cream Eyeliner in Green Eyes. And I picked this up in the crazy, ridiculous 75% off CVS sale. It was crazy because, I mean, I just went nuts and I went bananas. Everybody got something from that sale for Christmas, including my husband. Everybody. Because I went nuts. But I really like these. Gel cream eyeliner, sometimes they dry out too fast or they dry too quickly when you try to apply. This just is the perfect, it's just really good. I was surprised. I was really happily surprised. Not all of that stuff in that sale was great. I threw out a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. I wasted some things. But that was really good. The next thing I want to talk about is one of my addictions within my makeup addiction, and that would be blush. I love lipsticks and I love blush. I have too many blushes. I'm a sucker for blush, and they don't always last all day long. I don't get why. But this one I tried on in Sephora one day. Wasn't going in to buy blush, but I tried it on as I was playing around and stuff, right? And then I walked out of the Sephora, and hours later I was like, oh my gosh, wow, I still have blush on, and it really looks nice, and it hasn't like gotten runny or strange. And what it is the Tarte Amazonian Clay long wearing blush, and I got it in the color Amused. I went back and got Amused once I tried it and loved it. And I also have it in Doll Face. It came in a kit. And so let me show you really quickly here. I won't swatch these things because I don't know if you'll see them anyway, but Doll Face looks like that. And Amused, my favorite, looks like this. And they are my favorite blushes. I have a bunch, but I keep going back to these because they are fabulous. The next thing I want to talk to you about is something that you have heard and heard and heard. If you've seen a makeup YouTube video, then you have seen this product. But I'm going to tell you why it is so good. And that is the Urban Decay Naked Palette, now known as Naked 1, because there is a 2. I didn't get 2 in time, ladies. I'm on a no-buy for 2012. I'm not going to get to see Naked 2 for an entire year. You'll have to tell me how fabulous it is. But Naked 1 is awesome, okay? And I'll tell you why. First, I got it, and I didn't get it. And I was like, oh, crap. I got this $48 eyeshadow palette, and I don't even like it. I'm not going to use it. But I started watching YouTube videos about how to apply Naked Palette, which I recommend you do. If you're not sure how to use this palette, there's great tutorials out there. And when I started watching the tutorials and trying them out for myself, here's what I discovered. There are a lot of other great eyeshadows. Wet n Wild makes a fabulous eyeshadow. But what's wonderful about these shadows is the quality of them give your look just something that no other shadows seem to do, in my opinion. You know how you're walking through a mall or you're out and about and you just see somebody and you think, oh, her makeup just looks so fabulous. Or you see like a movie star and they're at like the Academy Awards or something and their makeup just looks so wonderful. It's probably because they're using something as quality as this. To me, that's the difference, is you might get a great look with something like Wet n Wild, but you just get a fabulous, amazing, something just a little extra that I can't even describe. The shimmer's just right, the application's just right, and they're just really, really great, versatile colors in this. I've used every shade in here, and I think that they work for a lot of people. So that's why I think it's so great. That's my take on it. The other thing that I'm really glad that I got, I love lip products and I love matte lip products. So if you don't like matte lips, you're not going to get this. You're not going to understand. But I heard these talked about in the Style Supremes video. She's a great YouTuber out that does mostly like plus size outfit of the days and things like that. She's great. She also talks about makeup though, and in one video she talked about the Sonia Kashuk Velvety Matte Lip Crayon. So I went out and I got one in Mulberry Nude. And then I liked it so much that I went out and got it in Berry Nude. And I liked that one so much I went out and got it in Pinky Nude. So they look like this. You have to sharpen them. You need the big sharpener to do it. They're matte. They last really well. They're comfortable on your lips for matte. That's what they look like. They are comparable to the NARS Velvety Matte Pencils. And so comparable, in fact, that I had Bahama from NARS. I returned it because Mulberry Nude, just as good. In fact, a little bit more comfortable for me. So these are great. The other matte lip product I'm going to talk about, because I love matte lips, is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. And I have several, but the color I wanted to mention today was Stockholm, because if you're my shade or anything close, this is a great nude color. They go on creamy, and they're really interesting because they go on creamy, they have a nice smell, They're not quite a gloss and they're not quite a lipstick, but after they dry and they set, they're very matte, very dry. They give a real dry look, and some of us love that, some of us don't. Some people put gloss over them. I don't get that, but if you want to do that, fine. I say get a lipstick and do it, or a gloss that is the right color. But anyway, if you love matte, then I suggest these if you haven't tried them already. Other thing that I'm so glad that I got before it was too late, and I lost it and I was devastated, but then I cleaned my bedroom really well and I found it, and I was so glad. And that is the Rosebud Salve Perfume Company's Strawberry Lip Balm. They have this in the regular Rosebud Salve, and I don't really like rose scents very much, so I picked it up in Strawberry at Sephora, and it's just a regular old balm, nothing special really. I mean, chapstick might work better for you, I don't know, but it's moisturizing, great smell, and I just love something about when you really, really are into makeup. Some of you know that there's just some experience you get from using certain products, and this is one, has that nice tin sound, and at night after taking off my makeup, put some of this on, and it's great. So anyway, I love this. Other thing that I got that I'm really glad I got, and I wasn't sure about it, I didn't believe it, I didn't buy into the hype at first, but people said, this is as good as Sèche Vite. Sèche Vite is a top coat for your nails and it dries them. I polish my nails before I go to bed for work the next day. So like 10 minutes before I'm completely asleep, I polish my nails and I put on Sèche Vite, and they're dry. They don't get lines in them overnight, nothing. And I heard that this out the door stuff was as good as Sèche Vite. I was not convinced, but I finally broke down because I saw enough people say it was amazing, and I picked it up at Sally's. It was $10, and so far, so good. I don't know if it's as amazing as Sèche Vite. I have not applied it just before bed and saw what happened the next morning, but so far I've applied it. I did it before this video and didn't get any lines or any, well, it's pretty good. And Sèche Vite gets really weird at the end. It gets clumpy and gross and goopy and you can't use the rest. So this is great. Last thing I want to talk to you about are brushes that I'm so glad I got before the end of 2011. And the first brush I'll talk to you about is the MAC 217. I think MAC is great for their brushes, and I have several, but this is my favorite, and the reason is I think it's very versatile. I think you can pretty much do anything on your eye with this brush. Mostly I love it for blending in the crease and outer V work. It's nice and dense, and if you want to invest in an eye brush, go to MAC, play around with this one, see what you think. I highly recommend it. The other brushes I want to talk to you about, I think, hands down, are the best makeup brushes that I've ever heard of as far as overall price goes, quality, function. These brushes have every possible thing you could do on your face in their line. They carry a brush for it. These brushes you can wash over and over and over. They don't shed. I don't know if they've ever shed on me. And they are affordable. You can find them at Ulta. You can find them online. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me tell you, they are the Real Techniques by Samantha Chapman brushes, and they're amazing. I mean, I love these brushes. I mean, you really shouldn't love material things, but I love these brushes. I really do. I have the face brush. Great. They're so soft. I have more than these, but I really love these the most. So this is the contour brush. Great for highlighting, all sorts of things you can do with this. Blush brush. I used to use this for powder before I got the powder brush, but it's also good for blush. I've been using it for blush again, and I really like it for that. The stippling brush. I'm not usually a huge stippling brush fan, but this one's a great one for applying foundation. I saw Pixie 2 Woo using this in her video, and this does great for certain foundations. The Deluxe Crease Brush, I don't particularly like it for my crease. Some people might, but what it is great for is for concealer. Wonderful for that. I see a lot of people use it for that on YouTube, and I do too, and it's great. And my absolute favorite in the line is the buffing brush. This is great for foundation. I also have Sigma's F80 brush, which I used to love, but this is better than that even for me because it has a little more give than the F80. So it applies it, but it's still nice and dense and really gets in there, and my makeup just looks much more flawless when I use this than with any other foundation brush. I think that's it. I think I covered it all, and I'll still probably have to edit. But anyway, thank you for sitting through this with me. If you did, I will be trying to think of some other ideas for videos. If you can help me with that, that'd be great. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helped you in some way, and I hope I can make it through 2012 without buying anything else. Anyway, have a great day. Talk to you later.